Well, we are about 10 miles or so southwest of downtown Los Angeles at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood.
Today, we're set for a good AFC matchup between the Cleveland Browns and the Los Angeles Chargers. Two teams more than ready to get this one started. And we are underway in Southern California.
A fairly short kick from the 14. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape up past the 30.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. And now the Chargers are going to look up here and signal for a time. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
First play from scrimmage. Watson going to throw it.
To the right side, he's got Cooper. It's complete. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. 2nd down.
It looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackle him for a loss.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Watson. Into a double team, and it's intercepted.
Picked up by J.C. Jackson. And the Chargers are going to take possession of the football.
Well, they certainly weren't afraid to let it fly early, and they hope that'll keep the defense honest and keep the offensive guys excited about getting back out there. They are in attack mode in this game. It did backfire a little bit. Now you're just hoping your defense can keep them off the scoreboard so you're not facing a deficit the next time you run out there.
Running on 1st down, Eckler. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Eckler going to get it again on 2nd down.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
And not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this is caught. First catch for Keenan Allen.
And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
After getting that turnover on the first drive of the game, you'd hate to just stall out the momentum, go 3 and out. They're able to avoid that there.
And we talk about complementary football all the time, but I think it's a little bit deeper than that. Defense went out, forced a turnover, gave the ball to the offense. It's now the offense's responsibility to pay that off for them, to show respect to them. Hey, you guys got the turnover. We appreciate it. They want to continue their drive.
Herbert on 1st down now.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
The quarterback got away with one there. Looked like he was in line for a pick, but instead it's knocked harmlessly to the turf.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Now it's Herbert. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. Myles Garrett. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. Third and long, it's Herbert. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by John Johnson.
And the Browns are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line. So consecutive interceptions here early on in this one, and maybe setting the tone, Charles, for a game where the defense really takes center stage.
And don't you think that both offenses are really catching a bit from their coaching staff about avoiding these turnovers that we've seen early? I think both teams are trying to find an advantage. We know that. Can one of them break away and take control of this game?
The Browns drive about to get started. They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked off by Asante Samuel Jr. And the Chargers are going to get the football here as he gets this up to the 38-yard line.
Well, it doesn't take a whole lot of investigation to figure out why they're still sitting at 0 on the scoreboard, because their quarterback's got to wake up and start reading defense a heck of a lot better after throwing a 2nd interception.
And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
A gain of 19 yards.
Herbert off of play action. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe.
By Myles Garrett. Taken down back at the 50-yard line.
From the 50, here's Herbert. That's caught by his tight end, Gerald Everett.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
If they want a first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on 3rd down. Here's Herbert. Caught by Allen. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
Herbert with a connection to Allen for a Charger 1st down.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. 1st down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
On 1st down, Justin Herbert. And he's going to lose a yard or two. Taken down behind the line.
It's J.O.K. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah in there for the sack.
No score after 1 on EA Sports. After the sack, here's 2nd and 11.
Herbert will give this one to Eckler.
And he's going to take this down close to a 1st down at the Browns' 19-yard line. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Back to throw here, Herbert. He finds his receiver, Williams, for a Charger touchdown.
Mike Williams from 19 yards away. And the Chargers post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this second quarter.
Extra point right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
From way up at the 23. And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line.
They're on the 35-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit, like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with it. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. And he'll take this one for about 4 up to the 40.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end.
And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
First down, Browns.
Now a first down throw, Watson. He's got a man, complete. A big play that time for Cleveland. 42 yards. To throw is Watson. And it's caught. Touchdown.
Deshaun Watson on target to David Njoku. And the Browns are an extra point away from drawing level. Extra point by York is up and good.
And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
DeAndre Carter now from his end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
The Chargers take over first and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
Brings up 3rd down and 2.
They'll try to pick up the first with Eckler. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26.
A loss of 2 yards. It's 4th down.
On 4th down, Herbert.
They'll find Williams on the slant. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive.
Chargers first down.
Eckler now between the tackles. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. And now a timeout called defensively by the Browns. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
At the 44-yard line.
Eckler going to get it again on 2nd down.
And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line.
Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining.
Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46.
Off the play fake to Eckler, it's Herbert.
Sliding out of the pocket. And this one is incomplete.
Well, you know me, whether you need it or not, I'm going to give a little unsolicited advice. Just throw it downfield out of the pocket only if you're absolutely sure. Otherwise, use your running ability and try and get those yards a safer way.
On 2nd and 10, the ball back with Herbert. Working the middle here, that's complete to Everett, the tight end. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 35. 18 big yards on that one, and a Charger first. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They go back to the ground now with Eckler.
And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. It's 2nd down.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Herbert's throw taken in by Palmer.
And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 21. Out of the gun, Eckler running it. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. A play fake, and now Herbert to throw. And incomplete on the deep ball.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Here's Herbert. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime.
So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
And his kick here is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Taking it about the 1.
So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. The final shot before the break. Watson being chased. And Watson's going to go down in the end zone. It's a safety. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL. And it's a presentation of EA Sports. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. So the Chargers will start the second half with the lead and the football as we're underway in the third quarter.
Fields this way up at the 17. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
The Charger drive about to get going.
And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
On third down, here's Eckler. And a good tackle there right around the 30. Stops him short of the first down. Call it a gain of 4, but not enough. The punt team going to need to be summoned here on fourth down.
Well, so far, this game has gone the way the defensive coordinator had hoped. They've dictated things. They've not let them run the ball very well at all. They gave up a nice game there. I doubt it'll back off their confidence. They played so well throughout this entire game.
And Allen's got it. 20, 10. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. Keenan Allen, 70 yards. And the Chargers' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. That certainly went against the traditional ways of playing football, but who cares? Look at the result. Big touchdown.
They went for it on their own side of the 50. So there's conservative, there's aggressive, and there's really aggressive, which is what we just saw there. Tip of the cap to them.
Extra point splits the uprights, and it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
A fairly short kick from the 14. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20. Call it the 21.
The Browns drive about to get started.
Well, the opposition laid down the challenge, an opening drive touchdown here to start the second half. And, Charles, now you feel like this group needs to get an answer because this all of a sudden is a 2-score game.
Yeah, you're right about that. What was a small, manageable spread to overcome? A little bit more daunting now. I think you're exactly right. Pressure is on because you don't want them getting the ball back with a chance to really extend this lead out.
One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10. Here's Watson. This is the tight end, Njoku. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot. Running with Hunt here out of the shotgun. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Back to the ground. This time it's Chubb. And he's going to get across midfield and into Charger territory. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Now we'll play fake, and it's Watson. Now he'll let it go deep down the left sideline. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
The goal is certainly to try and make a big play happen and climb back into this game, but you have to be careful. If you overdo it, you could turn it over and hurt your team.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Watson now to throw. Looking for Cooper. That's complete.
And he is going to have a Browns first down as they convert on 3rd and 3 with a nice gain of 7 yards. On first down, they'll run with Hunt. He's got room at the 30. On a nice burst there as he'll take this inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
Off of play action, it's Watson. He's got Njoku, his big tight end.
And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
Out of the gun, they run it with Hunt. And he's able to get this inside the 10 now to the 9. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Watson. And he fires one incomplete.
You got to be precise with your throws, especially in this situation. You're inside the 10-yard line going into the end zone. But sometimes the emotion, the excitement, sometimes the decisions just aren't made very well because of that.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. They'll run for it. Chubb. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Nick Chubb, a 9-yard touchdown run.
And the Browns are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd. Extra point by York is up and good.
And this is back to a 5-point game.
Browns 14.
A 5-point game now as here comes the kickoff.
From just inside the 20, a short kick.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
At their own 32-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. They were able to extend their lead with an opening drive touchdown here in the 3rd quarter, but that just got matched a moment ago.
So we know that what they discussed at the half worked. Now, what are the counters to that, right? You don't just run the same things over and over. Some do, but many will also show something and then come back with something else to keep the defense off balance.
Throwing on 2nd and 8.
Herbert, he'll get this out wide to Eckler.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. That one good for 13 and a Charger first.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
This is a counter play. Eckler.
And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to 43. 49 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 16 times.
So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 43. A shotgun snap for Herbert. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. They'll fake the handoff. Now Herbert. And that is incomplete.
Well, partner, I think the defensive fellas got the memo, and they decided to cover him on that play.
Yeah, he's already up over 100 yards in this game. They tried a deep shot, couldn't get it.
Yeah, when you've had that much success, finally someone said, let's try and put a stop to it and put people on him.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. John Johnson with the INT.
And the Browns are right back in this football game.
A seismic shift in momentum here in the fourth quarter. That's the break that the defense needed.
And you know as well as I do, people are going to question the play call in that situation. Sometimes you have to question the execution, not necessarily the call. And in this case, those defenders found a way to give their team a chance.
After the interception, here's Watson. Forced out to his left. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete.
Understanding he's just down one possession, trying to make something happen by extending the play, but the coverage downfield was excellent. He escaped and bought some time, but that one goes incomplete.
Throwing again is Watson. They'll go screen here to Hunt. That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10.
Right where they set him down started. They need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains.
From the gun, here's Watson. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. The Browns send out their punter now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team.
Here comes Carter.
Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
The way with the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted.
Picked off by Grant Delpit. And the Browns are right back in this football game.
Well, they're not making it easy on themselves here down the stretch. 2 picks now in the fourth quarter, trying to hang on to that lead.
Talk about keeping someone in the game. Instead of being able to shut the door, it's still cracked open because they can come back on you now. The only people who are really happy about those picks, any fantasy team that has this defense.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Faking the give. Now Watson. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Fortunate to get that football back because trailing here in the second half, last thing they needed was to lose the possession.
And the word I think of here is opportunity because it could have been lost there. Their chance to score points. But the opportunity for the defense was to go ahead and really close this game down if they were able to get possession.
In motion goes the tight end. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that one goes incomplete on the drop. That's one he definitely normally catches. 4th down. The Browns send out their punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. On the return, Carter. That'll wind up being a 50-yard punt, though they do get 10 back on the return. And that will come the offense as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going.
Their defense got to stop, force the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. Now, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here. 123 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Once more, here's Eckler. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 32-yard line.
Eckler, they run left side. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss there. Now 3rd and 14. And now the question everyone's wondering, look at the clock, late 4th quarter. Do they put the ball in the air here on 3rd?
I don't. I run the football and I tell my offensive line, no leakage up front. I don't want my running back hit as I hand the ball off to him. I don't want any type of an issue. But if I am going to throw it, quick throw out to the perimeter, maybe one of my best receivers running a quick slant or something like that.
Herbert. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to put him a touchdown and a 2-point conversion up. And this one is right down the middle. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. From a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a 1-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
At their own 32-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory.
On a bad time late for a poor throw. It's intercepted.
Picked off by Bryce Callahan. And the Chargers are going to take possession of the football. Well, you can see what they were trying to do. Just send those guys out there to make a play, but that is a costly interception.
Yeah, that's kind of like the backyard. Everybody go deep, and let's see if we can find someone. 4 verticals in the route. Any other time of the game, I love the call. But here, you're not going to hold safeties. You're not going to hold corners with any looks because they know what the situation is. Ends up throwing the interception.
We're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. 2nd and long, but you got to figure this almost certainly another run. Herbert now to throw. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward.
And the Browns are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50.
Partner, I think this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
And that's intercepted yet again, and that could be the backbreaker.
Derwin James with a pick.
And the Chargers have just about sewn up this football game. Well, this game has not been short on injury, but that's the backbreaker right there, and it's going to put any hope of victory to bed.
Yeah, they knew they needed the touchdown, and when you have that little time remaining, they know they've got no choice except to go for broke, and that they did.
And now here is another interception. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker.
And the Browns come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. Like all great games, it came down to the final snap, Charles. They had to heave it and hope, but the Hail Mary ultimately intercepted, and that's your ball game.
Yeah, and you never want to be in a situation where your entire game comes down to throwing a jump ball as far as you can. But in that situation, you want to loft it up and hope one of your guys can win in the